Hey, we're going to thank everybody for coming today. I get the honor to say a few words about Ken to kick things off. I worked with Ken starting in 2008 when he returned to Cardinal Health, and it was a great 2008 to get to know Ken and get to see his life transform over the years. My name is Doug Sparks. I'm the Director of Operations here, and I wanted to take, first of all, a little bit of time before we have some guest speakers that want to talk about Ken, to introduce a few people. First of all, Ken's spouse, Beth. Beth, you want to? Yeah, put your hand up.
Hi, Beth.
We were able to get one of Ken's children here. Rachel is here.
Hi, Rachel.
Kenny and Nicole were not able to make it, unfortunately. And we also have Ken's parents. We have Gerald and Wanda over here.
Welcome, Gerald and Wanda.
And of course, the missing in-laws, which will be join us in a while. So, and I want to also call out our distinguished guest, the Honorable Pastor Jeff.
Hey, Pastor Jeff.
Jeff played a big part in Ken's life, as most of you know. And I want to acknowledge the friends of Ken who've come out to be here today. The Cage Vault team that works so closely with Ken and the rest of Cardinal Health employees. Thank you for guys participating in this. This is really a day about remembering Ken, and I can tell you I have a lot of great memories of Ken, and some of my most familiar, as a lot of you know, is I buy the coffee pot a lot, and Ken had an affection for that too. And one of the things I missed about Ken was walking up to me and kind of whispering in my ear, "That pot's the good stuff." He made a double bag pot of coffee, and he would tell me what the strong coffee was each day. So that's something I miss. I miss about Ken, the way he, a new glow in his eyes that appeared, I think, back in probably about 2011. It's somewhere around that time I detected that something had changed in his life, and a new positive approach. Talked about Beth and his family. There was just a different Ken that I know that we all miss. And Ken, I would characterize as, for people that didn't know him that well, as just, he's kind of that big dog that you see that you think is mean and nasty, and you know that that dog is more likely to kind of play with you and lick your face than it is ever to bite you. I think the only way you'd ever get Ken to bite you is if you whine. I think that whining is something he did not like. Whining was definitely bad when it came to Ken. And hopefully today, as we remember Ken, we don't sound like whining to Ken upstairs when we talk about the things that we miss about Ken and how he made such an impact on so many people here today. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our first speaker. It's my honor to have Mark Milo, our operations manager, say a few words.
Thank you everybody for being here. I wrote down a few things because when these types of things go on, I always lose my mind. So I just wrote down some thoughts, but basically what I wanted to convey was, on October 24th, 2012, that day changed our lives. We were all rocked, and we lost a coworker, a friend, a Cardinal family member, and a key part of our distribution center. And the news that late summer day definitely shook all of us, and we're still feeling the effects of it today. But today's not about that. It's not about the grieving, it's about celebrating. And as I mentioned to Ken's dad here, we're here today to celebrate a life well lived. We want to celebrate a man who pushed through life's obstacles, who lived in a way that many of us hope to live, and that's as a free man. A life of freedom that was exemplified by his love of motorcycles and the open road, which is why we're here in the motorcycle parking area here. Ken was a longtime employee of Cardinal Health, as Doug mentioned, spending a couple stints with us, but his humor and his candor and his influence could be felt in our day-to-day operation. And I underscore candor because that was Ken's way. He ended up being a big brother figure to many of us. And I know a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about, especially Cage and Vault team. He was even considered a mentor to some of us. And that mentorship was in a business sense, but it was also to some of us in a personal sense as well. We're very fortunate to have with us today, of course, Beth, We also have Wanda and Gerald, Rachel and Pastor Jeff, and we really thank you guys for coming. It's really made our time to have you here to be part of the celebration. And we also want to say that in a celebration well lived, in a celebration of a life well lived, there's a lot of things to say. And the next people that we wanted to come up and talk to you are the people that worked directly with Ken day in and day out, and that's the Cage and Vault team. When we talk about knowing him the best from a day-to-day perspective, they're the folks that rubbed elbows with Ken. We have some pictures inside that kind of show that, which is kind of humorous. But I'd like to invite the Cage and Vault team to come on up now and say a few words.
Hi everybody. This is the group that works with Ken the closest, but I think I'll be doing the talking. Ken, to me, or probably to the group, this may be a weird, but it kind of reminded me of an M&M. You look at Ken and he was like a chocolate-covered M&M because there were layers to Ken. I know it's weird, but you know, I was working on other ideas, but that's safe to say. Because on the outside, you had Ken and he was hardworking, wanted to do the job right, keep on task, get done, you know, go on with his life, ride that motorcycle in and out. And then you had the other times where we'd walk in, or Marty the lead, you know, okay, we've got to change. We've got a new protocol from QRA, or we have a new safety thing that we're rolling out. And about that time we were rolling out safety vests, which a lot of these people are wearing right now, that we all wear, and safety gloves. Well, Ken, you know how Ken took change. He embraced change. He loved it.
Oh, yeah.
A little sarcastic, but eventually embraced it.
Yep.
So, you know, those couple of days that we rolled out the new safety gloves and the new vests, well, Ken decided to be an overachiever, and he kind of made up his own safety vest. He's got his safety pads, his vest, his legs, his arms, his, you know, and these pictures are inside also. But so he actually embraced it. He was, you know, kind of like a cow chewing cud, had to work on it a little bit, and then he was good with it. And then, you know, then we went on. But then there are other times where we'd be hanging out on a Thursday or Friday afternoon, and you know, then he'd start talking about his plans for the weekend, going away with Beth, you know, doing things with mom and dad and his kids, and you could see the love for the family and all that. That's another one of those layers of the M&M. It might be one of those Tootsie Rolls, actually. But, you know, he'd start talking about that, motorcycle trips, you know, when Chris ran into a wall or something when they were out on the ride. So there were really a lot of layers to Ken, and you saw that chocolate covered outside, but there was a lot of good chocolate covered inside layers too. So, and he's definitely missed by all of us. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to ask the Pastor Jeff to say a few words for us today.
He stressed a few because he knows how preachers are, so I will keep it short. But you know what? I think this, I was telling some of the guys, this is really one of the coolest things, and I've been in ministry for a lot of years. I've never seen, and I've done these situations a lot of times, but never this situation, because I've never seen a group of coworkers that rallied to honor someone this way. And this is really cool to me, because I always tell people when I mentor them, and I like the way you use that word, because mentor, Ken was a mentor because he was mentored, and he was a person that loved investing in other people's lives. And I always tell people, you spend 8 hours a day, or 8 hours plus a day, with the people you work, you guys. And truth of the matter is, I'm a little jealous, you got to spend more time with Ken than I did. Because you got 8 hours a day. We all get 24 hours a day. Nobody gets more, nobody gets less. Of those 24, most people sleep close to 8, maybe 6, some maybe 10. Hopefully you're not stretching it to 12, right? So of those 8, you sleep 8, you work the other 8. That's you guys. Family, friends, and the rest of us that ride with him, that go to church with him, that you really, we get that 8 split up between us. You got the portion of his life. And it's important that you build those relationships in those times, that you enjoy those relationships, that you keep them right. And apparently, you guys are doing something right. And I believe that goes from the top down. It doesn't happen on accident. It happens on purpose. And to see that you guys are doing something like this to honor a man that work together with you. It's just incredible to me to see that. I challenge everybody, look at those relationships, continue to value them, and spend every day with each other like it's your last, even though you're at work. At work, it can sound so grievous, but really, you should allow this to be a part of the joy of your life. Your work is where you're spending the majority of your life. You sleep as much as you work, and everything else is split up that last 8 hours. Enjoy it, but thank you guys. Thank you so much. How cool is it that we all, and it's just good to be back with family. I see all of you on sporadic. Gerald and Wanda, I didn't get to see you it's been a while since I've seen you guys, but to hug next, and you know, some of you, if I hugged your neck and you're like you weren't expecting a hug and you're expecting a handshake, that's just who I am. But you know, in the world that we live in, you only get 24 hours, man. And I believe let's hug as many necks as we can. Right. Let's pat people on the back as many times as we can. Let's encourage people to be all they can be as many times as we can, because we don't know. We don't know how life will be. And like you said, that day that we all got that call, it changed all of our lives. It did. But you know what? We still have the opportunity to continue to impact those who are with us now, and that's what we should be doing. Thank you guys so much. I really, from my heart, this is really cool. I've never seen this done at a job for someone like this in all my years of ministry. Thank you. For me, from the family, from the club.
Now we're going to do the fun thing. We're going to unveil the signs, and I would ask that the family come up and be a part of cutting the ribbons. I think we have at least one scissor. And Beth, Rachel, coming up. Mom and Dad, can you get up? Or one of you can sit. It's up to you, whichever you'd like to do. Yeah.
No lie.
Let you guys. Yep, we get that ribbon. Okay, we'll let the two of you look at each other. On three. You need to count to three. On three. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
To be the first one to park in the official parking spot for Ken, and with the signs here. So.
I was looking at the nice new fancy bike.
So how was that?
That's awesome.
Cool.
That is awesome.
These signs are obviously going to be here at Cardinal. We want you to have the opportunity to also enjoy these in your home. So we do have some signs for you to take home.
Aww,
Okay.
thank you.
There you go. We have one more for the path.
Okay.
We have a sign for the church.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Okay. With that, I want to again thank everybody for coming in today. If you would like, we have refreshments, some food inside. You're welcome to come inside and join, and we can reminisce about our memories of Ken and just have some, just talk to each other and celebrate Ken's life. Again, thank you for coming and appreciate it.